Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring AI, the human brain philosophy, and a touch of ethics.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, you've given us a really interesting collection of sources for this one.
It's a real treasure trove.
It is. I'm impressed with your intellectual curiosity.
Well, thank you.
Just skimming through, I was struck by some of the incredible concepts, like an AI that can essentially read your mind.
Oh, yeah, that's Caro et al.
Yeah.
2024 Brain LM. Some pretty groundbreaking research.
Yeah. Have you seen that image where the AI reconstructs brain activity from fMRI recordings?
Oh, it's incredible.
Like watching it learn in real time.
Exactly. And that illustrates a key concept, AI's ability to learn from massive data sets.
It mirrors human learning, but on a supercharged scale.
Yeah, much faster.
So tell me more about this brain LM and what fMRI recordings are all about.
Okay, so fMRI, or functional magnetic resonance imaging, measures brain activity by detecting changes in blood flow. What's revolutionary about brain LM is that it's learning to decode these signals. Imagine using a brain scan to identify biomarkers for diseases, predict cognitive decline, or even understand psychiatric disorders.
It's like having a window into the inner workings of the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
That leads us to another fascinating concept that you flagged, active inference. From active inference, the free energy principle in mind, brain, and behavior.
Okay, so this theory proposes that our brains are constantly trying to minimize free energy, which essentially means minimizing surprise.
Okay.
We crave information that makes sense to us and avoid things that are confusing or unpredictable.
So it's like our brains are saying, show me what I already know and like.
Yes, in a way. And interestingly, AI researchers are using this concept to build smarter machines. By mimicking the brain's drive for predictability, AI can better navigate complex environments.
That's incredible. It seems we're getting closer to understanding how our brains work and how to replicate those processes in machines. But all this talk about information processing makes me wonder, what does it even mean to know something?
An excellent question. That's where we delve into the realm of philosophy and epistemology, the study of knowledge itself. Your notes on the historical development of logic, all notes 1 from 2 to 2025, offer a fantastic starting point.
I'm fascinated by how logic has evolved through the centuries. We started with Aristotle and his syllogisms, those all men are mortal arguments. And now we have these complex systems of symbolic logic.
Yeah, it's a journey from basic reasoning to a sophisticated mathematical understanding of logical structures. And the shift from term logic to propositional and predicate logic was pivotal. It gave us a more powerful way to express complex ideas, which, by the way, is the foundation of computer science and AI.
Wait, so you're saying that all the complex algorithms and computations in AI are essentially based on these fundamental principles of logic?
Precisely. AI systems use logic to make decisions and solve problems.
Yeah.
But that raises an intriguing question. Can AI truly understand the logic it's using, or is it simply a very sophisticated mimic?
That's a mind-boggling thought. If AI can't truly understand logic, what does that mean for its ability to process information and make judgments? Does it even make sense to talk about AI knowing something?
That's the core of the epistemological debate. Your excerpts from the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy on epistemology and internalist versus externalist conceptions of epistemic justification delve into this very question.
Right. It seems there's this ongoing debate between internalists and externalists about what constitutes justified belief.
Think of it like this. You see a hat and it looks blue to you. An internalist might say your visual experience is enough to justify your belief that the hat is blue. But an externalist would ask, what if you're hallucinating or the lighting is strange? Justification needs to be grounded in something beyond your subjective experience.
So how does this apply to AI? Can a machine have a justified belief if its experience is based on data and algorithms?
That's a question that continues to spark heated debate among philosophers and AI researchers.
And it takes us to another crucial aspect of this deep dive, the ethics of AI. I noticed you highlighted a section in All Notes 1222-25 about a philosophy professor banning AI-generated assignments in their class. It seems even if AI can write a perfect paper, there are still ethical concerns.
It's a fascinating dilemma. This professor prioritizes genuine intellectual engagement and the process of learning. They argue that simply producing the correct output, even if flawlessly done by AI, misses the point of education.
It raises important questions about fairness plagiarism and what it means to truly understand and engage with knowledge.
Exactly, and those concerns extend beyond the classroom. Quantum computing and artificial intelligence, 1.5 Deep Research, delves into the broader ethical implications of increasingly powerful AI systems.
Think about self-driving cars making life or death decisions or algorithms controlling financial markets. The potential for both good and harm is enormous.
Absolutely. The Russell-Einstein Manifesto from Bertrand Russell Wikipedia underscores this point. These brilliant minds urge scientists to consider the social impact of their work, especially when it comes to powerful technologies. They essentially warned us not to accidentally create a dystopian future.
It seems the more we advance in AI, the more we need to grapple with these complex ethical considerations.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the ultimate question, which we'll explore further in our next segment. What does the future hold for humanity in an age of increasingly intelligent machines?
Ooh, that's a cliffhanger. I'm already hooked. We'll be back soon with part 2 of this incredible deep dive. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm still reeling from that cliffhanger. The future of humanity in an age of intelligent machines is a truly mind-boggling concept.
It is, isn't it? And as we explore that question, I think it's helpful to revisit our discussion about classical logic. Remember how we talked about its evolution and how it laid the foundation for computer science?
Yes. It's amazing how those ancient Greek ideas about syllogisms and categories are still relevant today. Precisely. And there's another fascinating connection to explore. It has to do with how we as humans and AI, as a reflection of our thinking, define and categorize knowledge. Think about it. From Aristotle onwards, philosophers have been obsessed with classifying things, putting them into neat little boxes.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
We humans love to categorize. It's how we make sense of the world.
Exactly. And that very human urge to categorize is reflected in the way we've built our digital world. Every file on your computer, every piece of data in a database, it's all meticulously organized according to logical principles. We use categories, hierarchies, and relationships to structure information in a way that computers can understand.
So you're saying that our modern digital world is built on these ancient philosophical foundations of logic and categorization? That's pretty profound.
It really is. And it leads us to a fundamental question. Are these categories we use to organize knowledge real, or are they just constructs of our minds?
Wow, that's a deep question. It's like asking whether reality itself is neatly divided into categories or if we're just imposing those divisions on a messy, chaotic universe.
Precisely. Philosophers have been debating this for centuries. Some argue that categories are inherent in the structure of reality, while others believe they're simply tools we use to make sense of the world without necessarily reflecting some ultimate truth.
That makes me think about machine learning algorithms. They're designed to recognize patterns and classify data. But are those patterns and categories objectively real, or are they just a product of the data we feed them?
That's a crucial point. Think about those examples of facial recognition systems that are less accurate at identifying people of color. That's a direct result of the systems being trained on data sets that were predominantly white faces.
So the categories we use in AI and in our thinking overall can have real-world consequences. It's a stark reminder that we need to be incredibly thoughtful about the data we use and the categories we create.
Absolutely. It underscores how the ethics of AI is inextricably linked to these fundamental philosophical questions about the nature of knowledge and categorization.
You know, this entire conversation makes me think about active inference again. Remember that idea about our brains being wired to minimize surprise?
Yes. That theory offers a fascinating lens through which to view how we learn and make decisions.
It's like we're inherently biased towards information that confirms our existing beliefs. No wonder it's so hard to break out of our echo chambers and be open to new ideas.
It's a challenge we all face. Recognizing our own biases is a crucial first step. We need to actively expose ourselves to different perspectives, even if they make us uncomfortable.
There's a quote by George Bernard Shaw that comes to mind. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man.
That's a great quote. It speaks to the importance of challenging the status quo and embracing new ideas, even if they seem surprising or unsettling at first.
So how do we cultivate this unreasonable mindset? How do we become more open to challenging our own beliefs and expanding our understanding of the world?
Well, there are a few key strategies we can adopt. First, we need to cultivate intellectual humility, recognizing that we don't have all the answers and that our understanding is always evolving.
Humility is definitely underrated, especially in today's world where everyone seems so certain about everything.
It's essential. And it goes hand in hand with open-mindedness, the willingness to consider different perspectives, even if they contradict our own.
This reminds me of the internalist versus externalist debate in epistemology. If we're too fixated on justifying our own beliefs, we might miss valuable insights from the outside world.
Exactly. We need to be open to the possibility that we might be wrong and that others may have something to teach us.
Humility, open-mindedness, what else?
Cultivate your curiosity. We need that thirst for knowledge, that desire to explore unfamiliar territory and ask questions.
It's curiosity that drives this whole deep dive. It's exhilarating to venture beyond my intellectual comfort zone.
It is, isn't it? There's something incredibly rewarding about connecting the dots between seemingly disparate fields. From ancient philosophy to modern AI, it's all part of this grand tapestry of knowledge.
This journey has really highlighted the interconnectedness of everything. But it also makes me feel a bit overwhelmed by the vastness of it all. How do we even begin to grapple with such big questions about reality, consciousness, free will?
I would say start small. Focus on one question, one idea that sparks your curiosity, and follow that thread wherever it leads.
That's good advice. I tend to get bogged down trying to grasp everything at once. But sometimes it's better to dive deep into one specific topic and see where it takes you.
Think of it like exploring a new city. You don't try to see everything at once. You pick a neighborhood now and wander around and let yourself get lost in the details.
I like that analogy. It reminds me that learning should be an enjoyable adventure, not a chore.
Exactly. It should be a journey of discovery. And often the most unexpected detours lead to the most fascinating destinations.
You're absolutely right. It's about embracing the unknown and being open to surprises, even if they challenge our most deeply held beliefs.
That's the spirit. And remember, even when we feel lost or overwhelmed, we're not alone. Countless others have grappled with these same questions. Their insights can guide us.
It is comforting to know we're part of this ongoing conversation, this shared quest for understanding.
We are, and even though we may never find all the answers, the journey itself is incredibly meaningful. Before we wrap up part 2, are there any final thoughts you'd like to share?
You know what's resonating with me is how our beliefs shape our reality. We talked about how our brains try to minimize surprise and confirm our existing views, but what if we actively seek out information that challenges us, information that expands our understanding? What if we make a conscious choice to embrace new ideas, even if they initially feel strange or unsettling?
That's a powerful thought. It's about recognizing that we have the power to shape our own minds by choosing what we expose ourselves to. And that choice can have a ripple effect influencing our lives and the world around us.
If we want to create a more open and understanding society, we need to cultivate those qualities within ourselves.
Couldn't agree more.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. It's remarkable how much ground we've covered, from AI decoding brain activity to the very nature of knowledge and consciousness.
And now we arrive at the question that's been looming over our entire conversation. What does the future hold for humanity in an age of increasingly intelligent machines?
It's a question that simultaneously fills me with a sense of awe and a touch of trepidation. The possibilities seem both exhilarating and daunting.
I think that's natural. The future is inherently uncertain, especially when we're dealing with technologies as powerful and transformative as AI.
One of the sources you shared, Artificial Intelligence 1.5 Deep Research, dives into the concept of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. The idea of machines that can perform any intellectual task a human can is both fascinating and, I have to admit, a bit unsettling.
AGI is the ultimate goal for many AI researchers, but it also raises profound ethical and philosophical questions. If machines reach human-level intelligence, what will that mean for our sense of identity, our purpose, our place in the universe?
It's mind-boggling to consider, will we become partners with these super-intelligent machines, or will they surpass us entirely, leaving humanity behind as a relic of the past?
We can't definitively predict the future, but we can explore the potential scenarios, weigh the risks and opportunities, and make conscious choices today that shape the future we want to see.
One of the themes that has resonated throughout our deep dive is the paramount importance of ethics. It's not enough to simply develop powerful AI. We need to ensure it's aligned with human values and used for the betterment of society.
I couldn't agree more. Ethical consideration should be at the forefront of every decision we make regarding the development and deployment of AI. We need to constantly ask ourselves, what are the potential consequences? Who benefits and who might be harmed? How do we mitigate risks and maximize benefits?
Yeah, it's a lot to consider, but it's crucial to engage in these ethical discussions now before AI advances beyond our control.
I agree. Another critical aspect is the need for collaboration. We can't address these complex challenges in isolation. We need experts from diverse fields: computer scientists, philosophers, psychologists, sociologists, economists, to work together and bring their unique perspectives to the table.
And we can't forget to involve the public in these conversations. After all, AI's impact will be felt by everyone, not just a select group of experts.
Absolutely. Democratizing the discussion about AI ensures everyone has a voice in shaping the future of this technology.
This deep dive has really highlighted the interconnectedness of everything. AI isn't just about technology. It's a reflection of ourselves, our values, our aspirations, our fears. It's a mirror that compels us to confront some of the deepest questions about what it means to be human.
You've captured it perfectly. As we continue to develop AI, we're essentially shaping that mirror. We're deciding what kind of reflection we want to see. Do we want a world where AI amplifies our intelligence, fuels our creativity, and helps solve humanity's most pressing challenges?
Or do we risk creating a world where AI exacerbates inequalities, erodes our privacy, and undermines our autonomy? The choices we make today will determine which path we take.
It's a profound responsibility, but it's also incredibly empowering to realize that we have agency in shaping the future.
Throughout our exploration, I've been particularly struck by the enduring mystery of consciousness. We touched upon the integrated information theory, but even that doesn't fully explain what consciousness is or how it arises.
Right, consciousness remains one of the most profound enigmas in science and philosophy. We know it exists, we experience it every moment of our waking lives, but we still grapple with its nature, its origins, and whether it's unique to humans.
And if we don't fully understand our own consciousness, how can we even fathom creating conscious machines? It feels like venturing into uncharted territory without a map to guide us.
Yeah, but sometimes the most exhilarating discoveries happen when we embrace the unknown and venture beyond the familiar.
I'm starting to see that the future of AI is ultimately a reflection of our own choices, our values, our willingness to grapple with the big questions and act with wisdom and compassion.
I couldn't agree more. The future isn't preordained. It's something we create collectively through our actions, our decisions, our shared imagination.
I feel inspired to continue exploring, learning, and asking questions. A huge thank you to our listener for providing such thought-provoking material, and to you for guiding us through this incredible deep dive.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, the future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create.
Yeah.
So let's create a future worthy of our intelligence, our creativity, and our shared humanity.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop diving deep. Until next time.